A documentary on YouTube. It's called The Price of Sugar. As you can see here, there's some sugar being poured into a spoon. We don't realize at what price this sugar is being distributed here in the United States from the Dominican Republic. We use sugar for various things like tea. We use sugar to, put into our cereal and our coffee and stuff like that. We use it for various things. But this documentary has really taught me because see, we're in the age of information technology and the information superhighway that they used to call the internet. We're in this information age more than ever now. And when you really want to research things and you want to understand what's going on in the world, you want to comprehend what's happening, you do research and you look into things. So someone at my job who has the same mindset as me, just wants liberation, wants to be out of an oppressive system, told me to check out this documentary on YouTube, and it's called The Price of Sugar. In this documentary, basically, if you decide to watch it, you will see that it is nothing short of modern day slavery. They take Haitians out of their own. I'm not gonna say they kidnap them, but they basically hate people that live in Haiti have a hard time living over there because of violence and is very poor over there, poor conditions. So they're next to the Dominican Republic. They're promised jobs, and they're promised to get enough pay to send back to their families to to support them, because people that come to the United States, the immigrants and stuff like that, and the ones that become legal later on, they work here so they can send money back to their families and support them. Especially the males, they'll come here because they're the man. They want to be like, even one of the Haitians said, as they were like filming this, that he wanted to come to the Dominican Republic for the promise of money, and to he was the man, so he wanted to take care of his family. These Haitians are promised this. Some come with their entire families. They're promised this, this pay that can, help support them. If they need to send money back to their families, they'll be able to support their families that way. And then when they get here, they don't get paid anything. They get paid less than 90 cents a day. They don't even have enough money to eat, let alone to buy food, or clothing, I should say. So there's some people that work. There are many people out there that are working barefoot in conditions they shouldn't be wearing. That they should be wearing actually, sandals or some kind of stuff for their feet, something to protect their feet. They're up cutting the cane, cutting the sugar cane, and that sugar is being distributed to, different parts of the world, and especially here in the United States, as we use it. Like I said, the examples that we use it for already. I obviously can't play the video for you, but one of the little tidbits comes up and says the U.S. imports more sugar from the Dominican Republic than from any other country, and we're buying it at 2 times the price. So we're paying even more than everybody else is paying for it. But the price that they're getting the sugar is at the cost of these laborers that are coming from Haiti, who work in these disgusting and dangerous conditions. And they put them in these houses where they put like nets, like these barbed wire nets on the top of the ceiling, just in case someone has the idea of leaving. And they're also constantly watched 24/7 under armed guard. So if they try to escape, they'll be murdered. They'll be shot to death. Doesn't matter if it's a child. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. They'll kill them. They put them in these small rooms, and I mean rooms, where they have bunk beds. And they cram in, I should say they cram in 60 to 100 people in that one small area. And they're forced to work, because this becomes slavery. Because once these people realize what condition they're living in, once they realize they're not being paid what they were promised, they become slaves now, because they've been suckered in by the Dominican Republic on a promise that they're going to get a better life, and they're getting nothing but worse conditions than they ever got in their own country. This priest known as Father Hartley actually mustered the courage to go into the sugarcane fields, which he was told he was not allowed in, and they started filming in there, which exposed the actual conditions of these people from Haiti that came for a better life, that are being treated like slaves. They're not allowed to leave. Many of them are drinking water where there were toads were found in the water, because there was a man cleaning. He spoke that he was cleaning the water, and he had seen toads in it. So people were drinking water that is contaminated with these animals, with these creatures, and many of the children are developing parasites. They're getting a lot of diseases because of the conditions that they live in. You have insects that are eating off of them and stuff like that. It's just like the other video that I talked about when I used to be a child. They used to show these conditions of poor people, poor territories, and they asked you to send money to help these children, to feed these children. It's the same thing. It's reminiscent of that. So there is a powerful family in Dominican Republic known as the Vacinis who control pretty much everything. They have all security forces, all the police force. Everybody's in their pocket. Anybody speaks out against them, they're going to be killed. People that want to speak out against them decline to do so because they don't want to lose their lives. But these people are the ones who are running their sugarcanes operation, and they're the ones who are putting these people in this particular predicament and don't give a damn about them because they just want to make more money. And there's nothing that really anybody can do because anybody, like I said, anybody that tries to speak out against them or try to hold them accountable will be killed because they pretty much run the whole area in Dominican Republic. This man is one of the workers for the sugarcane who can't leave, and he explains that there is a plantation, that's what they call him, a plantation overseer, who holds a club in his hand. And if you don't go fast enough, I guess he means if you don't work fast enough, he will beat you. Yes, they have plantation owners that oversee everything because they're working for this family, and they want to make sure that everything gets done properly, because if they don't show results, they'll be the ones to have their life put on the line. So I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is modern day slavery. It is modern day slavery for the promise of a better life. They take advantage of these Haitians because these Haitians live in these poor conditions where they are because the government over there is horrible. They explain that the people that were in charge over there in the government in Haiti back in that time were killed. People were being killed and the person fled that was in charge. And this documentary is from 2004 because the priest that I showed you in the other clip, well, not the clip, but the screenshot, he arrived there in 1997. So he said he had been there for 7 years. So 7 years, 1997 plus 7 years would be 2004 when they did this documentary. And sadly, this is probably still happening over in the Dominican Republic now. These people literally go from poor conditions to even poorer conditions and putting their life on the line even further at death's door because they're in the most heinous conditions. They have, there was if you watch the documentary, there is a part where this woman is cooking for 8 people in her house, and if you could see what she's cooking, I don't know what it is, like it's soup or something like that. It doesn't look like it could feed but 1 or 2 people at most. So this is horrible that these people have to go through this, and it breaks my heart when I see this because you would think that in this day and age, even though you know things are still bad, relations and shit like that, that stuff like this is still happening is really, really sad. Because all you really want to do ultimately when you're coming from that country, as most people are saying in this documentary, is they just want to have a better life. They don't want to live in Dominican Republic, but they'll do what they have to do and just work so they can support their families for the time being, get enough money to their families because they want their families to be, safe. They want their families to be secure, and they want to do everything they can to support their family. And the fact that they're going there and being promised this and this promise is deceitful because these people are not gonna own up to their end of the bargain. They're selling these people into slavery. That's what they're doing. These people even pay the guards that are, taking them to where they have to work. They pay them to get to these buses that they take them at nighttime to get into Dominican Republic. Once you get there, they take people's identification is all gone, and you become an immigrant and you become illegal. And if you travel outside, if you're somehow able to travel outside, most of them can't get away, as I said, but if someone were able to get away, escape somehow, they will be arrested on sight because they are illegal immigrants, and illegal immigrants are arrested immediately in Dominican Republic and probably executed. So these people have no hope. They're going to the Dominican Republic to work on the promise of hope and the promise on the future and the promise on money, but they're not getting it. And I don't want to show everything because I want some people to actually check out this documentary. It's about an hour and 30 minutes. If you have an hour or 30 minutes to kill, you want to see something that's educational and understand what's going on with our brothers and sisters in Haiti, I suggest that you watch it. I just doing this little bit of a summary about it because I just watched it myself and it really makes me angry. The next time, of course, I'm still gonna use sugar because I need sugar for, for my cereal and stuff like that. But some of the times, I don't even buy cereal that even requires you to use cereal. I mean, use sugar in your cereal. Like if I buy Reese's Puffs, it's already artificial sugar in there, artificial flavor. But it kind of makes you think, and like the next time you use sugar, understand how you're getting that sugar. Understand what people are going through so that you get that sugar because these people are cutting the sugar cane and it's being distributed to you and other people around the world, but they're doing this in the most messed up conditions. It kind of makes me I want to take back what I said. It kind of makes me don't even want to use sugar anymore. It really makes me not want to use sugar at all. Because if I'm using sugar and it's at the cost of these people's lives, it makes me feel bad. Like I'm part of the problem in a way. But the name of the documentary is let me see if I can just screenshot it for you here. It's called The Price of Sugar. You can see it on this station right here. I guess I'm kind of shouting out this channel. I'm not really taking anything from the person's channel because it's a screenshot. But if you want to check out this documentary, it's called The Price of Sugar and it's on this channel right here. As you can see, I definitely recommend watching it if you want to learn some history and learn what the hell is going on over there with the Haitians at the expense of them doing this, what's happening over there and their conditions that they live in, because it's really terrible. And it'll break your heart if you have a heart.